me has been a mix of emotions. I'm not gonna lie. There's parts of Lidia that they changed from Tekken 7, which I'm not really a fan of, but I'm also not gonna complain about. Things like forward 2 coming back out and going back into a forward 2, like instantly with just one button. You just used to be able to press 2, I think. Now you have to like forward 2 and then forward 2 again. Some of the lows are a bit rubbish, but they get the job done, especially if you time them right, especially down 3. Down back 4 is quite nice when somebody's tech rolling at the wall and you see them start the roll and you can time it so that as they're getting up, you can hit one of these. And there's a few other things I like. Just in general, I would like Lidia to be less of a guessing character and more of a good character, I guess. But you can't have it all. You can't have it all with Lidia. So what have I kind of learnt from getting to Mighty Ruler? Well, because I played in the first few weeks of Lidia being released, I played mostly quick match, but then we hopped into ranked. And it was obviously painfully obvious that people in the lower ranks had no idea how to deal with the heat engage and then going into having an earth and blocking the unblockable. That was the first thing. So like 9 times out of 10, you can go into heaven and earth and press the unblockable and you are good. You're pretty much good 100% of the time or 90% of the time. Now, the times when you're not, what I like to do personally, and I know it's not like a lot of people will say, well, just press 2 instead, or press 1 to get the launch. But I tend to spam the unblockable, and obviously that has some negative effects. So if you're on the last round and you want to risk it, press 1+2. But usually I press 1+2, and until they block, until they duck 1+2, I'm pressing 1+2 all day, because you know it's basically free guaranteed damage, right? So if they don't know the counter, then just go with it. Another thing I've learned, the 3-2 is really good. Like, sometimes people will like forget or try and get around it, especially the second hit, and they'll just accidentally get hit by it. And like, that might be that one opportunity where you get to get your combo and finish the round. So, you know, don't take these opportunities lightly. Like, don't be like me and mess up the combo. Like, make sure you've got it on lock when you're hitting those 3-2s. It's a very, very, very good move. I found that if you spam forward 2, so one thing I've found with Lidia as well is you spam forward 2, people don't like it because you get free entry, right? Like Reina, you get free entry if they put out a move that just leaves them vulnerable, and then you get the guaranteed to engage, which then if they don't also know how to block the unblockable, then, or block as in duck it or dash out of the way in time or jab it out, then they'll just back up, they'll just hold guard, they will wait for you to come in with forward 2, and they will try and whiff punish you. So you gotta be careful, like, not like always spamming and throwing this out, which has been one of the things I learned. But I still make the mistake. I'm not gonna lie, I still make the mistake. I get over enthusiastic with my forward 2, and sometimes you'll find that more experienced players, especially when you get to red ranks, like, will recognize that this is coming, and they'll just wait and then punish you with whatever they think is the appropriate punish for their character. So it's one thing to kind of look out for, because I felt like in Tekken 7 you could pretty much abuse forward 2 however you wanted, you know. But I guess a tip for landing your forward 4-2s. When you see that an opponent is going to just throw out random moves in the air, like maybe they're throwing out 3, maybe they're throwing out jab, maybe they're throwing out a move that you think is quite weighty. Like for example, like that attack from Lidia is quite weighty, and I'm sure Kazuya has a few where like the frames aren't in their best interest if they just throw it out like that. You can catch people off guard and you can get them with a 4-2, and especially if you hit the counter hit, then getting that guaranteed heat engager and using the heat to the best of your ability is a really good option. Another thing I've noticed is if you find your opponent is very much likely to start attacking like frame 1, and they're gonna go for something like that's pretty slow, more than the attack startup of down 3, or even if like you think they're gonna whiff the move they're gonna at the round start, like they're doing a really short move, like maybe a down forward, Lydia's down forward 1, and it's not gonna reach our round start. You can catch them and get a free down 3 1-2, one of these, as soon as the round starts, and it kind of puts pressure on them to guess whether you're gonna intercept what they're gonna do, if they're gonna throw out something crazy. Especially like I found at lower ranks, and even like red ranks, few people, you'll find it less in red ranks, but the higher up you go, but a few people do start the rounds with heat engages or with power crushers, armor moves, and the armor moves are beat by real low. So if you go with the down 3 1-2, you're more than likely gonna hit. So yeah, you've got to obviously be mindful that like probably a chance that they'll stop doing their move, and so in that instance you can back off and just see. But the first time they stop doing, I would move on round start, I would just back off and just see what they're gonna do. And so those are the few things I've learned with Lidia. Quick little highlight of like the few key things I found with Lidia when getting to Mighty Ruler. I guess the one last thing would be don't be afraid of your down forward 4, because it does catch quite a few people off guard when they're doing like crouching moves, or when they just stood there and crouch and they're like, oh, Lidia doesn't have anything that can get me, even though forward 4-2 can. Sometimes they're waiting for the forward 4-2 and you can just hit them with the down forward 4. But yeah, I think that's like my little Lidia explainer of my thoughts when I got to Mighty Ruler recently. So let me know what you think.